This is the beginning of my spare tire carrier, rear gas can carrier from a Toyota Land Cruiser FJ40. I've been wanting one of these for a long time, and it's been a long time coming for me to do this project. So here I go. One of the main reasons why I wanted to do this is my original tire carrier here has been, you can see, bending up the body a little bit and falling apart. You can see it's actually starting to crack open right there, and it's a good thing I got this project going, because I could have lost my nice 33-inch tire on the road there. There's the old tire carrier. These things are really heavy. Stock tire carrier. This is probably about 40-50 pounds, I'd say. So my project's gonna be nice. So here's the spindle kit I got. There's several of these you can get from different places. Different companies sell different spindle kits, and I have the other parts inside because it was raining a little bit earlier and I didn't want to get any rust on any parts. But essentially this is the part that your bearings ride in. It's essentially trailer axle bearings, and then this is the machined part that you buy, as well as this is the machined part. So you'll weld this to that guy, or actually this is the piece I'm using for the spare tire itself, and I have two pieces here lined up, as far as one's going to be fixed and the other's going to be a swing out. So they're not going to be this close together. I had them here for measuring purposes. So essentially I'm going to weld this right in the middle, because there's a bearing on the top and a bearing on the bottom, and the middle is where the most beefy part of the metal is. So I don't want to mess with the structural integrity or the true of that round right there. If I weld it in the center, it'll preserve that trueness. So that center is actually exactly 2 inches, which is perfect because I have 2-inch box tubing. So that'll be perfect. And then this one will weld onto the top one. Sorry, my camera work is not very good. So we'll weld onto the top one there, and then I'll have to cut off the little top there, doohickey. And it'll actually going to drill a hole. It'll go right through that right there. So yeah, I'll be able to weld it on the top and the bottom, and cut off the excess there. So I went ahead and got some nice thick angle iron. I wanted 2x3, but all they had was the 3x3. So this is some beefy stock stuff. Now I love this bumper I already have. It's really nice. It's got the receiver. It's got these chain eyelets that hook your any sort of chain from any angle. You got 4 of them, plus your toe chains also fit there or here. Just a real nice stocky bumper. I also like that it's low down on the approach, so it's one of the last things I would hit if I'm on a real steep hill there. That or my shackles, which are also pretty heavy duty stout. They're Confer off-road shackles. Got my taillights already disconnected to make room for this. So the problem I ran into today, this is my pausing point for today, is I went ahead and cut this angle iron the same length as these mounts for the bumper. So now I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to use these bolts that are way out here on the frame, edge of the frame, bolt holes, which are nice and big already. They're using 1/2-inch bolts, and I just might have to bore it out just a tiny bit, but these 1/2-inch grade 8 bolts will fit in there already, which is nice. I don't have to do too much grinding on my rear cross member there, which is a nice thick cross member. It's got some supports from underneath. It's got you know, it goes across to the frame there, and then I'll show you that side. It's a little bit easier to see. So it's pretty stock cross member on the frame there. That's where the bumper or tow hitch or any sort of accessory on these FJ40 is always bolted to, and they bolted right there. Those 4 bolts are the stock trailer hitch or doohickey mobobs. So I was thinking that maybe I was going to use those 4 and maybe you know, put this guy like that and another one flipped around like so. Maybe cut them down in the middle there and weld them together so they're nice and flush with each other. But kind of wondering, I'm kind of wondering if I put these doohickeys so far out. I mean, I could weld it to this existing bumper, but I'd rather not do. I'd rather have it come rest off the bumper by just you know, a 1/16 of an inch or so. You know, just have this up just a little bit here, like you know. But I also need it to be off the back here because the doors need to, you know, clear, and they don't sit perfectly either. You know, it's an old vehicle. It's 1969 Land Cruiser. So my big worry is that I'm putting this pivot point, this mount, so far out here. I mean, the bolt holes are right there. I mean, I guess they're right next to the frame. It's not too far away from the frame. I guess I could always later on do some sort of a reinforcement there if this guy starts to, because this is, I think, where the most of the torque will be, being that the hinge is going to ride right here. So I think most of the torque is going to ride on these 2 holes, although, you know, it'll pull up on the other sides here. So I think, you know, as long as I have it nice and flat and true and all these, you know, 4 mounting holes all the way across, I think that it'll take a lot of the stress off of here. But I think I'm going to do that, mount it here. Other thing I was kind of wondering about is you know, how this is going to look. Whether I'm going to do it like that, or if I'm going to do it like that, and have that little space there in the middle. And how far over am I going to put it? Like that. I kind of like that. Excuse me. You know, that's right there at the end of the cross member. Doesn't look too shabby. And you know, I'll probably bring this out right to the end of that guy right there, just so it'll you know, match up, and it'll get clearance from the body out here. Plus, you know, I'm gonna have to do a little angle here where the tire comes out, you know, to clear the body and, you know, give it a little wiggle room. But yeah, so I guess I answered my own question here about at my stopping point. I'm also kind of a little bit wonky on this one. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that one, because cutting a long piece off the edge of here is, I mean, I can do it, it's just, it takes a while. This is some heavy duty, some 3/8 inch stock. I wanted it to be nice and beefy. You know, this, it's only got the 1/4 inch, but you know, it's got 4 of them, and I've pulled some pretty heavy duty trailers, no problems. And in fact, I only had these crappy bolts on it. You know, they're grade 5 bolts, and they were you know, they did what I needed them to do. But I've also bought for the bumper as well a nice handful of these grade 8s. So the bumper and the tire carrier are all going to have these nice hardware, nice grade A bolts, 1/2 inch for maximum pleasure. So that's where I'm at today. Till tomorrow.